class. As per Section 9 of CGST Act 2017, it gives the basis for charge. As per this section, the GST shall be levied on the basis of taxable supply of goods. Okay, whatever taxable supplies are there, on that basis GST is levied. So the value of taxable supply is contained in Section 15 of this provision. Means it is contained in Section 15 of CGST Act of 2017. So there are different 5 rules. It has been classified in 5 different sections of CGST Act. As per Section 15 subsection 1, it says about transaction value in the value of supply. What will be the transaction value? If anybody is doing value of any kind of supply, so what should be the transaction value? Right? That calculation of transaction value, it is mentioned in Section 15 subsection 1. Similarly, Section 15 subsection 2, it says about inclusions in the value of supply. So what are the things included in the value of supply? Only those things should be considered. Like all the things are not included in the value of supply. There are the list of things which is said as per this section, only those things need to be included. Similarly, Section 15 subsection 3, it says about discount not to be included. There are various kind of discount which should not be included in the value of supply. So those things we have to remove it. Section 15 subsection 4, it says about when Section 15(1) is not applicable, then this particular Section 15 subsection 4 will be applicable. And Section 15 subsection 5 about notified services or goods. There are certain notified services and goods. This section will be applicable for only those specific notified service and goods. Okay, let us start. If you see the value of supply, the value of supply is generally classified as 2 types as per GST. First is general valuation mechanism and notified supplies valuation. So general notified valuation mechanism are those which is applicable to all general services, whether they are general goods or general services, while notified services are applicable for those which is specifically notified by the central or state government. So the general valuation mechanism, again, it is subdivided in 2 types. First is supply satisfying basic conditions, supply not satisfying basic conditions. This condition we need to remember. So value of supply is broadly classified in 2 types. So first is general valuation mechanism and second is notified supplies valuation. Okay, notified supplies valuation. So general valuation mechanism is again subdivided in 2 types. Right? First is supply satisfying basic condition and supply not satisfying basic condition. Okay, we'll study first about the general valuation mechanism. So as in the first case here, where supply satisfies the basic condition, supplier and recipient are not related. In this case, they are not related. Price is the sole consideration for supply. Okay, price is the only consideration for the supply. We don't do any kind of supply other than that of the price or of money. So price is the only and sole consideration of supply in case of supply satisfying basic condition. So here, valuation will be done as per Section 15 subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3 of CGST Act of 2017. Okay, these are the supply satisfying basic condition. Okay, now second is supply not satisfying basic condition. Where supply does not satisfy basic condition, then what we should do? Supply not satisfying basic condition, their valuation will be done as per rule 27 to 31 of CGST rule 2017 and section 15 subsection 4 of CGST Act 2017. As per the rules and the sections of GST, whatever is mentioned, that we need to follow for supply not satisfying the basic condition. And the second broad category is notified supplies valuation. There, supplies notified by the central government. where central government has notified any kind of services or any kind of supply of goods. In that case, on recommendation of GST Council, because these are not directly mentioned in any kind of section or rule of GST. So central government has to notify it. First of all, that need to be notified by the GST Council, which is been approved by the central government. Then that GST Council will verify it, all the kind of supply of services and goods, then they will notify it. Okay, they will notify some of the different types. On the recommendation of GST Council, this will be allowed, and the valuation as per Rule 32 of CGST Rule 2017 and Section 15 subsection 5 of CGST Act 2017 will be applicable. Okay, now if you see the GST rules at glance, whatever we studied. So chapter 4 of CGST rule contains the following in relation to valuation. Rule number 27, where consideration is not wholly in money. The consideration what you are getting, something in return what you are getting, it is not wholly in money. It is not entire thing what you get in terms of money. Section 28, supply between distinct or related person, right? It can be distinct, some different persons or related persons. Supply, rule number 29, supply through an agent. When you supply goods through a middleman, agent or a broker, so there rule number 29 is applicable. Rule number 30 is for value based on cost. Okay, if any cost is there or if any value you are getting based on the particular amount of cost you are spending for such kind of supplies, the rule number 30 is applicable. And rule number 31 is residual method. There is a particular method to calculate the value of supply for the valuation, that is called as residual method. So that we will be studying about a particular rule as per section 31. Okay, let us see first valuation of taxable supply. The conditions I told you. As per section 15 subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017, the value of supply of goods or services or both shall be the transaction value. So what is the value? The value should be the transaction value, which is the price actually paid or payable for the said supply of goods or services or both, where the supplier and the recipient of the supply are not related and the price is the sole consideration for the purpose, right? And the price is the sole consideration for the purpose of supply. So in this all cases, in this all meaning and definition given by the CGST Act of 2017, which is mentioned, it says clearly that the value of supply of the goods or services both shall be the transaction value. So whatever transaction we are doing, whatever value is mentioned, that is called as the value of supply. But it can be the price which is paid or payable. We can count both. Price can be actually paid or price can be payable. Both prices are included under value of supply. We can't count only, we can't think of only the price which is actually paid. The price payable shall also be included in the value of supply. Similarly, the following are the important inferences or the following are the important references we can call. There are two basic conditions for the for application of the section 15 subsection 1. There are two basic applications. What are those? First is supplier and recipient are not related. Okay, in this section, it is clear that supplier and recipient are not related with each other. The price is the sole consideration for the supply. As the supplier and recipient are not related, the price is also the sole consideration for the supply. It is the only and sole consideration. We cannot tell that we are doing a supply partly in the price or partly in some other methods. Money is worth, price, or supplier and supplier are related. In that case, this particular section, section 15 subsection 1 will not be applicable. Okay, these are two basic conditions for satisfying that. Now, if these two conditions are met, if they are satisfied, then what will be the value of supply? The value of supply will be transaction value, price paid or payable, that is called as transaction value, plus certain elements, right? Certain things which are given in section 15 subsection 2. Okay. The price payable refers to the price that is agreed to be paid for goods or services. So whatever price you have agreed or which you have paid for your goods and services, that price is called as the transaction value. Okay. Plus there are certain other elements also we need to add in this. So that particularly when you add both things, we'll get value of supply. Okay, next is, if you see, let us see a problem here. So the treatment of incidental expenses. How do we treat the incidental expenses? Arun of Delhi supplied 50 tons of chemical to Barun of Kolkata at the rate of 4,000 per ton. Besides, he charged freight of rupees 16,000, packaging rupees 7,000, weighing charges rupees 2,500, and inspection charges rupees 8,000. As per section 15 subsection 2, rule number 3, the incidental expenses are also included in the value of supply. The other kind of incidental expenses for the contingencies, for the uncertain events, those are also included in this. Therefore, the value of supply will be calculated as follows. So how do we calculate the value of supply? First of all, we need to calculate the amount which is actually paid or payable. So that is for the main product or main goods. So what is the main product? We are supplying 50 tons. At what rate? For 4,000 rupees. So 50 tons at 4,000 each. That is 50 tons of chemical, 2 lakh rupees. Then the additional things what are being added with the product, like freight charges. These are the direct expenses, and these are also added to the cost of product. So those are 16,000 rupees added there. Packaging charges. So to pack the particular goods, we have spent the packing charges of 7,000 that need to be added. Weighing charges, for weighing your particular goods also we have spent around 2,500 that need to be added. Inspection charges, whether goods are there in the good condition or not, or whether the goods are fit to use or not. For that purpose, inspection has been done, and the charges we have spent is 8,000 rupees that need to be added. And when we do the total of this, it will become the value of supply of 50 tons of chemicals. So what we did is we added all the things, not only the price which is paid or payable, plus the other expenses which are directly related to the cost of product. Those all things are added here. So we got the value of supply, right? The exact value of supply of 50 tons of chemicals. Okay, now next is second term, the provisions relating to discount. Okay, how if there is a discount given, so what are the provisions related to the discount given? Before, at the time of supply, okay, before or at the time of supply, if you are giving any kind of discount, or after the supply. These are two broad categories. When anybody is giving any discount, when he will give? Either before the supply of the goods or at the time of supply of goods. That is first category. Second category is after the supply. Once you supply the goods or services, then the discount will be allowed. Okay. Okay. Before, at the time of supply of goods, the value of supply not included. Okay. So not included in the sense, here there is nothing to mention about how much is the discount. Okay. So there condition if shows in the invoice. If in invoice separately, if it is shown, then only it is applicable. Included, right? If not shown in the invoice, you included it but not shown in the invoice, that should be the condition. Then after the supply, right? Once you supplied the goods, where invoice is prepared or not prepared, we don't know, but goods are supplied, services are rendered, then you're thinking about the discount. There, not included. If the discount is not included, there two conditions fulfilled mentioned above, right? The two conditions, whatever are there, that need to be fulfilled. And here included, okay, if the discount is included, there are two conditions not fulfilled, which are mentioned above. Whichever are two conditions, they need to be fulfilled. Like the condition number 1 and 2. Let us see one problem. We'll understand that. Reliance ADAG Group Institute, right? The company imparts certificate course in the field of animation and film editing. The institute is situated in Andheri, Mumbai. Right? The fees of the course offered are rupees 1,70,000 per student for the entire course. For the entire course, it is 1,70,000. However, this course is subsidized by the following. For the following details, this course is required. Okay. Now, the subsidies from the Maharashtra government is 10,000. Subsidies from Sign Association Mumbai, it is 15,000. Then subsidy from Warren Brothers of Hollywood, 8,000. Subsidy from US government, it is 17,000. Okay, so these are the subsidies. Okay, now if you see the benefits of all the 4 types of course subsidies is passed on the student. Consequently, REC charges is 1,20,000. Then plus GST per student is applicable. So the value of taxable supply as per section 15. And we need to find out the taxable supply. So the transaction value, how much was the exact value of supply, that we need to add. The exact value of supply that is mentioned here, that is 1,20,000. Okay, 1,20,000. So how do we find that? So the total transaction value, it is 1,20,000. Then next, if you see subsidies by the Maharashtra government, this is not included. The reason why, because this is provided by a particular state, right? It is not provided by any kind of association. So that is not included here. Then subsidy for Sign Association Mumbai, as it is a private organization. So we need to add that 15,000, and remaining other associations like Warren Brothers of Hollywood and US government. So total value of the taxable supply is 1,60,000, while Maharashtra government, as we know, therefore, whatever subsidies they are giving, it is excluded, right? Because it is state government providing you a subsidy. So the value of taxable supply is 1,60,000. Next, there is a comprehensive problem where you see the list of prices are given. List of a price of a machine, it is 1 lakh. Corrugate boxes used for packing the machine is 1,000, which is not included in the boxing. Like it is a packaging kind of things. Then subsidy received from Delhi government for sale of such a machine is 5,000. Now discount they are going to give you is 2%. Now we need to determine the value of taxable supply. So the taxable supply is, first of all, the list of the price mentioned is 1 lakh. Okay, then the packaging cost, which is mentioned, that is 1,000. So the total value is 1 lakh and 1,000. Now discount we need to add, we need to reduce the discount, that is on the price which is paid or payable 1 lakh. Of that 2%, 1 lakh of that 2% is 2,000. So the value of taxable supply is 99,000. Okay, next is lottery run by the state government. If state government is running any lottery, and if anybody has won any kind of a lottery, so what will be the value of supply? So it is a lottery not allowed to be sold in the state other than the organizing state. In this case, the value of supply shall be deemed to be 100 divided by 112 of the face value of the ticket or the price notified by the official gazette, whichever is higher. So this is the formula we need to follow. 100 divided by 102 of the face value of the ticket or the price notified in the official gazette, whichever is higher. So that will be the value of supply. Understood? So let us see an example. This is of the state government only. For central government, for state government run and not run by the state government, the rules are different. Okay. So if you see an example, during April 2018, Sikkim government issues 840 lottery tickets to the distributors. The different distributors, it distributed 840 lottery tickets. The face value per ticket is rupees 5,000. The face value of the ticket of one lottery is 5,000. Whereas the price notified in the official gazette is 4,200. This lottery cannot be sold by the distributor outside Sikkim. Outside Sikkim area, this lottery cannot be sold. Only in the Sikkim region in the state, this lottery has to be sold. GST rate is applicable is 12%. The location of the recipient of the supply is Rangpo, East District of Sikkim. It is a district in the Sikkim, East District in the Sikkim called as Rangpo. Then we need to calculate the value of supply and find out the amount of GST. Okay, so we need to find out the GST as well as we need to find out the value of supply. Okay, first of all, we need to know which kind of supply it is, as it is done within the state, right? Within the state, because the state government is of the Sikkim. Similarly, the distributor or the location of the supply is there in the Rangpo district, which is there in the Sikkim itself. So this is within the state. When it is within the state, such transactions are called as intrastate transaction in the GST. Okay, now GST, since it is intrastate in Sikkim, GST and SGSTs are applicable. Okay, GST and SGST will be applicable because it is within the state. It is not outside the state. Now, value of supply, as per rule, the value of supply shall be calculated as. So first of all, we need to find out the value of supply. So what is the rule for it? The value of supply will be 100 divided by 112 of the face value of the ticket, right? So what is the face value? So 840 tickets Sikkim government is distributing. So one ticket is costing 5,000 rupees. Okay, so 840 into 5,000. So we will get some amount. So in that, into, as I have told you, 100 divided by 112, right? If you do this all calculation, the total value of supply we will get is 37,50,000. This is the value of supply. Now on this, we need to find out the GST payable. Okay, GST payable. So how do we find out GST payable? On 37,50,000, okay, so they have told 12% rate as the GST. So 12% is the GST, means we need to classify and we need to diversify again that 6% is CGST, while 6% is SGST. 6% is central goods and service tax and 6% is state goods and service tax. So when you classify out of 37,50,000, 6% and 6%, so it will be 2,25,000 will be CGST payable and 2,25,000 will be the SGST payable. So totally he is going to pay 4,50,000 rupees. That is the total tax he is going to pay. Okay, this is the first kind of lottery, or the lottery which is run by the state government. Now next is lottery not run by the state government but authorized by the state government. As per this rule number 31A sub rule 2, the lottery authorized by the state government is a lottery which is authorized to be sold in states other than organizing state. The state has the authority to organize as well as sell in the other states. So here the value of the supply can be determined as, the rule, remember, will not be 100 divided by 112, right? To know the face value, we need to divide 100 divided by 128 of the face value of the ticket, or the price as notified in the official gazette of organizing state, whichever is higher, right? Whichever is higher. So that is the rule. Okay, let us see an example. Goa government has issued 1,600 tickets of Mahalakshmi weekly lottery. Face value per ticket is rupees 1,000. Whereas the price as notified by the official gazette is 800. To Bhuvan Limited, who is one of its lottery distributor. This lottery can be sold by Bhuvan Limited even outside Goa. Even outside Goa, they can sell this particular lotteries. The applicable GST rate is 28%. The rate of GST applicable is 20%. The recipient of the supply is head office of Bhuvan Limited, located at Pune, Maharashtra. The location of the supply is Pune, Maharashtra, which is the location head office of Bhuvan Limited. Determine the value of supply as per relevant sub rule 31A of CGST rule 2017. So here the nature of supply is interstate. It is not intrastate, because we are doing a supply from one state to other state, right? The Goa government is going to issue a lottery ticket to, as named as Mahalakshmi, to which particular distributor called as Bhuvan Limited, whose head office is there in Pune and Maharashtra. Okay. So now GST being interstate, here IGST is applicable, CGST and SGST is not applicable. Okay. As per this rule, the value of supply will be determined as 100 divided by 128 because the authorized by one government, Goa government, and issued to one distributor of the other government. Okay. So in that case, how do we follow the value of supply? Value of supply, first of all, we need to calculate. We need to find out the number of tickets sold, multiply with the price of one ticket. So value of ticket is 1,000. 600 is the total number of tickets. Value is totally the price of the ticket. So here there is a mistake. There is 1,000. So it should be 100. So 100 is the value of one ticket into 100 divided by 128. So totally the value of supply we will get is 1,25,000. So IGST payable. So what is the amount of IGST payable? So it is 28% of value of supply. So the value of supply IGST is 28%. That means 35,000. So this is services in relating to the purchase or sale of foreign exchange, foreign currencies, including changing kind of things. So these all things